Welcome to episode 77 of Chumps to Champions, where today I'm taking on Aston Villa in the league, obviously one of the bigger teams in the Championship, so it's going to be a tough old match. We're also going to take on Derby as well, so double live com today. But first of all, I'm just going to let you know how I've got on recently in the league. But before I do, actually, I'd like you to check out my new website. I'll put a link in the description below. Yesterday I did a video announcing the website. It's just something that I decided to finally do after many years of doing this. I thought it'd be nice to have something to accompany my YouTube channel and Twitter and all of that sort of thing. And I'll probably be putting things up like my databases and that sort of thing during FM16. That's a good place to put them, I think. But check out yesterday's video because I want to do a best FM15 goals compilation video and then have you guys voting for the best goal. But I want you to send me your best goals, and I've had 3 or 4 people send me a couple of goals, but to be honest, I need more people to be able to do something. So if you can help me out with that, if you want to feature in one of my videos, that's the way to do it. So check out yesterday's video to get the details on how to take part in that. So since the last video where we drew against Exeter and Chesterfield, quite annoying results to be honest, but we had a couple of very good wins after that, with a 2-1 win against Brighton, Juranovic and Mitchell with the goals, and then an incredibly good win against top of the table Norwich, Juranovic getting the winning goal before disappointing defeats against teams towards the bottom of the table. 1-0 defeat against Middlesbrough, and then a crazy game against Leeds, we lost 3-2. Gareth South, he only scored 1 goal, but he is a really good player, I must say. Destroyed me. It was really hard to contain. Looks like a very good player. We then drew 2-2 against Wigan, ending our losing run. Mitchell and Hoey with the goals. Now, I've decided to go with Mitchell up front again because Juranovic and Foturu are just so unreliable. They occasionally get a goal, but it's just a bit annoying. So I'm trying Mitchell up front again, and he's actually been scoring lately. He scored against Rotherham as well in a 3-1 win. Amadou and Bacon coming off the bench. Only a second sub-appearance of the season coming off the bench to grab the 3rd goal. We then beat Sheffield United 1-0, Chris Robinson with a goal, before a 1-1 draw against Hull. Faulkner scoring in that game. He's not played too many games this season, but he came off the bench to score. And then a 0-0 draw against Brentford away from home. It was an okay result because Brentford are towards the top of the table, which means we are currently in 7th place, almost at the halfway point of the season. We're 2 points behind Rotherham, who are in the playoffs. They're doing really well this season. Crystal Palace and Norwich both on 39 points, 6 clear of us. So there's a possibility of playoffs, a real possibility of playoffs, despite the fact we're predicted to obviously get relegated. My tactic is doing reasonably well in this division. We're just trying to push over the line, the final hurdle in games, to try and get as many points as possible. But we could be have a really good chance of getting the playoffs this season. But we've got 2 crucial big games today against Aston Villa in 3rd place, Derby, who are struggling in 21st this season, so that is a must-win game. But this first game against Aston Villa is definitely going to be tough. This is the team I've gone with. Now, I did do a poll, remember, in the last episode to decide who should be in goal between Carvalho and Lovelock. Now, Carvalho did just about edge it. I think he got, when I looked, at the time of recording, he was on about 56-57%. Which isn't a huge margin. So I have actually played Lovelock a few times. So my thinking is, if one of the keepers either has a bad game or concedes a couple of goals 2 games in a row, that sort of thing, then I'll swap the keepers to the other keeper, and then when they do that, the other keeper comes in. I will be looking for a better keeper in January. If I can't sign a better keeper, then I'll have to stick with these 2. But that's my thinking. I know a few of you are probably upset at the fact Lovelock, hero of the series, isn't the main man in goal now. But I'm going with the majority, and probably Carvalho will be slightly favoured because I gave you a democratic vote, and I have to go with the people, you guys watching the series. I want you to be happy, and I have to go with the majority, even if it is a slim majority. Anyway, let's get on with this match. We've never played Aston Villa before, by the looks of it, in the series. I have a funny feeling we played them in the League Cup, but I don't think that's right. That may have been West Brom. We definitely played West Brom. Okay, let's get on with this match then. So it's a battle of the Clarets today. Chelmsford City playing in Claret, not Claret and Blue like Aston Villa, but still there's a bit of a Claret rivalry here. Let's see if we can come out on top against a very strong team, we must say. Obviously a huge team historically compared to Chelmsford City. Let's see, they've got Vidra up front, Will Hughes in midfield, Creswell at left back. I think he's been in the England team lately, but Will Hughes has 23 caps for England at the age of 27, looks pretty good. Certainly better than some of my players. And Creswell at left back has 13 caps for England, 32 years old now actually, on this game. Okay, let's get on with this and do our best. They are obviously having a very good season. They're towards the top of the table, 3rd place. But I'm a hard to beat team. We've not conceded huge amounts of goals in many games. We conceded 3 against Leeds, that's a bit disappointing. We conceded 3 against Exeter. But other games we have had quite a few clean sheets this season. And I fiddled around with the instructions and that sort of thing. Currently gone back to the same one that I was using at the start of the season, although I have mixed it up over the last few games. Just to try, especially when we've been struggling in games. That's what you have to do. It's all about adapting, isn't it, on this game? Especially the last couple of editions on Football Manager, you can't just do a plug and play tactic, and that's what I like about it. It's more realistic. You have to adapt throughout a game, throughout a season. Okay, it's half time, it's 0-0. It's a pretty boring game, but let's go for unlucky and then give a bit of a boost to the midfield. Mitchell's not done anything the last couple of games. I put him back up front, and he's actually my best striker apparently according to my assistant, but he had a great start when he went up front a few games ago, but last couple of games he's dropped off a bit, so he may have to come off in this half. Pimentas had a really good start to his Chumps City career on loan. He's got the highest rating out of any of my players. I think the 4th highest rating in the league, in fact. What do I do? Nothing is happening in this game. I might bring off Chris Robinson, but who would I bring on? Maybe bring off Mitchell. Mitchell off for Fotu. Let's give Fotu another chance. He's not played a huge amount lately. I think he scored his first goal for Cyprus recently. Paul Mitchell, by the way, I did tweet it out. He's got his first ever Scottish cap. It's a full Scottish cap as well, so that's very impressive from him. So well done to Mitchell for that. Leandro Pimenta through to Robinson. Can we get a shot away here? This is the first highlight of the match from any team, and Mamadou, that is an awful finish. He's coming off for that. He is a bit hit and miss, to be honest. He scored that incredible goal in the last episode, but at the same time can have poor games. So he really is a mixed bag, unfortunately, but when he is good, he is very good. Nothing has happened in this game. It's very strange. I'm going to take off Pimenta last of all and bring on Aaron Perkins, who's back from his loan spell. I think he did quite well out on loan. Still got a couple other players out on loan. Bob Harris, left back last year, he's out on loan, as is Ian Rees. He's at Doncaster in League 2. It shows the level that he's actually at now. But this is going to be a boring 0-0 game, which I will take against a strong Aston Villa team. We may be at home, but it's a decent result, although it does mean we're 4 points off the playoffs by the looks of it. However, there's plenty of games to go. It does mean we can't get into the playoffs in this episode, unfortunately. Unlucky, not much happened in that game. Boring game. Let's hope the Derby game's a bit more interesting for you guys watching. It's probably my most boring game of the season, actually. One actual highlight, and Amadou messed it up. But yeah, strange game indeed. So yes, we are 4 points off Rotherham. We're 2 points ahead of Brentford in 8th. But there's a bit of a gap opening up here. There's only 4 points between 6th and 1st, but we want to try and get into that group and not fall behind. The good thing about being in the Championship is third round of the FA Cup is where I start. So let's do the third round of the FA Cup and see who we get. I would quite like an easy team and try and go as far as possible in this competition, because it's not essential for us to have tons of money by playing Man United now. It probably would be a bit of a boost to the club. But let's see who we get anyway. Still haven't been drawn. Come on. Are we going to be right at the bottom here? Oh, my finger's wearing out. Come on. There we go. We're playing Fulham, a Premier League team. So that could be a tough game. We may be out in the third round, unfortunately, but oh well. We're at home. Well, by the way, my stadium has finally been revitalised. We've got a 3,000-seater terraced section to the ground now, so I think it's 8,000 capacity, which is alright, not brilliant. If we got to the Premier League, I don't know how much we'd have to expand by. That could cause problems, actually. Although I guess we could just go and play back at Fawcett's Farm, couldn't we? So it's time for the derby game. I forgot to mention that there's quite a few players getting upset with me because they're not being played, because I've got such a big squad now, as you know. So that is a problem, because obviously I'm not able to play everyone, and certain players are getting a bit upset about not being played, and we'll see where that goes. And that's been renowned for being a problem on FM15, with players getting really upset. And managers getting sacked because of one reserve player, for example, just having a complete breakdown and crying, basically, that you're not playing him. A couple of people wanted me to look at the under-21s. This is who are in the under-21s. It's mainly first-team players that are not playing. In fact, it does depend, because when their players are unfit, I then send them to play in the reserves. Players like Juranovic and Allen, Nick Riley, those sort of players who are first-team players, really. But when they get a bit unfit because they're not getting as much game time, I just put them in the reserves. So that's what's happening there. I don't know how well they're doing in the reserves. I think Bacon's doing really well. Nick Riley's done well. Bacon's scored 7 goals. So the strikers are scoring goals in the reserves. But when I play them in the first team, they just don't do it for me. I don't know if it's a problem with this deep line forward up front. I've tried various things. It's just not working. And when I change it up, it often results in, I don't know, problems in the other positions. It's strange. Anyway, Andrew Hunt's out with the flu, so he can't play today. I'm actually going to play Mitchell back in midfield, and I'm going to try Fotu up front again to see if he can do it for me. But Mitchell's going to go there. Pimenta's going to go to the central midfield position, and we need to bring someone else into the team. So who should I bring in out of the players available? Pretty much everyone's available, but there's quite a few players that aren't fully fit. Tempted to put Nick Riley on the bench. In fact, I will. Nick Riley, because he can play right wing or up front. Okay, let's do this. Let's try and get a win here against Derby. My defence is certainly not performing as well as usual in terms of average ratings. Tanzer at left back's been alright, but he's actually got the lowest average rating out of any of my left backs. I think it's 7.02, but he's quite a good left back, and he's better than Harris is now. But I'm wondering if Harris would actually get better average ratings under his belt. Then again, he might be more susceptible to make mistakes. Tanzer's not done anything wrong, really. I've also got Walker Peters, who can play left back or right back, to call upon, and he's a very good player. So, yeah, well, I suppose I've got options. That's the main thing. In this team, it's such a big squad, I've got options to mix it up and try and get the best out of the team. Obviously, the tactic's very good, but I'm coming up against better opposition now. I'm expected to be in the relegation zone, so the fact that I'm 7th place, fighting for a playoff place at the halfway point of the season, is quite remarkable. I'm going to go attacking against Derby because they are towards the bottom of the table. We really should be trying to beat them, so let's see if we can. Although I have struggled against the teams towards the bottom of the table this season. I lost against Middlesbrough and Leeds when they were both in the relegation zone. But here we go, on the break, on the counter, Amadou. Can he do anything special here? He keeps going. Robinson should have found the back of the net there. He's got 6 goals this season. That should have been a goal. And he couldn't finish from, I suppose he was only about 8 yards out. Hit it straight at the keeper. Great play from Amadou though. Could this be another boring game? 25 minutes in. We've already had 2 highlights. 2 more than the Aston Villa game at this stage. Here goes Mitchell, back in midfield, into Robinson. Back to Laurencio, who's been quite good at right back. Robinson skips through, and he's hit it, and the keeper saved it, and it's gone over the bar. Corner, okay. Pimenta into Robinson, knocks it in. I've definitely had the better play in this game by the looks of it. We've still got a chance here. Pimenta, Mitchell, Robinson tackled. Unfortunate there. 7 shots for us. Slightly better possession. 1 clear-cut chance. But it looks like it's going to be 0-0 at half-time again. Fotu's just 6.5 up front doing nothing. Really frustrating that I can't get my players to do anything up front. I'm going to say you've not been good enough. Fotu is demotivated, so I'm going to take him off. Mitchell's playing well in midfield, so I'm actually going to put Nick Riley up front, and I'm going to try an advance forward again and see if it makes a difference. Because it's a bit frustrating that maybe Poacher. Let's try Poacher instead. And let's see if that works. And we're going to pump it actually, and Riley to run onto it with his pace. Let's see if that makes a difference. I hope so. I'm frustrated with how many draws we get. It's back to that first season in League One where we just drew way too many games. It's a free kick. Tanza whips it in. Riley, he scores. He's done well in the reserves. He comes in and he gets his first goal of the season in the first team with a header by the looks of it from a Tanza free kick. We're going to keep attacking and try and get a second goal. Whipped in. Riley, good header. Past the keeper into the corner. Nice stuff. Off the bench, grabs a goal straight away. That's what I want to see. I might take Amadou off because he's not really done anything once again today, being a bit disappointing. So let's put Faulkner on. George Cooper's not in the team at the moment because he's just been really disappointing this season. I think he's got a 6.6 average rating. He's just done nothing. And he's meant to be my best left winger. Amadou's a better player. He's really an inside forward though. But in terms of a conventional winger, George Cooper's he's just not done it for me, which has been a bit frustrating. Please hit the like button if you haven't done so already. I suppose we're coming towards the end of the series as FM16 is just around the corner, but let's hope we can get to the Premier League before that happens. I think I will go just standard flexible now. I'm going to make my last sub. I'm going to take off Pimenta. I'm not going to take off Pimenta. I'm going to bring off Laurencio and bring on Walker Peters for the last 5 minutes. I'm a bit wary of taking off defenders because I brought on Bartley for Langiano because he was in a yellow card in a game and they equalised with him making a mistake, which is very annoying. Almost a goal there to settle up. Surely we can hold up more. I shouldn't say surely. I shouldn't say surely. Oh no. Bloody hell. They've had absolutely nothing in this game. No one is marking him. What is going on there? We were so comfortable in this game. We really were. They had no highlights and then they go to that. Football Manager, why'd you do this to me? And Carvalho gets a 6.3. That was not his mistake, to be fair. There was no one marking the striker. So you can't blame it on him. But he's had a poor performance. I guess Lovelock's going to have to come into the team. I don't think that was his fault, though, at all. That is really frustrating. We were so just sailing. And that, I suppose, is a problem. We were sailing. We got the goal early in the second half. I kept it on attacking. We didn't get a second. We almost did. And we sailed. And commentators curse. I say, surely we can hold on. And then they score straight away. Very frustrating. We're still in 7th place, 2 points ahead of Brentford, but 4 points behind Rotherham in 6th and 5th as well. Can we do this? We're at the halfway point of this season. You guys in the comment section below, if you've got to this stage of the video, predict where I'm going to finish in the comment section. Just say a place, 7th, 6th, whatever. Let me know where you think I will finish. If you think I'm going to get promoted, tell me, but I don't know. I just think we need something extra, and I'm going to tinker with this tactic. Obviously, the base of it is very solid. It's very strong. We do very well. But we've drawn 4 games in a row, and that is frustrating. So I need to tinker with it and try and get the best and try and make sure the defence is still solid, because that's generally solid apart from the odd mistake, and get more goals. Anyway, wish me luck for that. Please hit the like button. Subscribe if you're new to the channel, and I will see you in episode 78.